we're going to kind of like peek under the hood of this frequency talk so that your logical brain doesn't heckle the woo parts of this, okay? Curiosity is kind of mandatory here, all right? So we're first looking again at, because we're looking at science and energy now, right? So back to that RAS, because it's super important, and we need to go a little bit deeper on that. It's kind of like it's part concierge and part spam filter, okay? And it's kind of also like the Instagram Explore page in like one cute little brainstem bundle. All right. So you pose a subconscious question, like any of the ones we've talked about so far, like why is it suddenly so easy to wake up energized? And then the RAS flags anything that might be the answer. Okay. Whether that's podcast clip on being exposed to morning light, or your coworker raving about some supplement that has helped them, or maybe it's like a coupon for blackout curtains, or who knows? Like, it's not magic. It's selective attention on steroids. And in this day and age, like, let's all be honest too, it might be a little bit of your phone listening to you and some targeted ads, but it doesn't explain it all, okay? Feed the RAS some clarity, and it's going to hunt evidence. And it's going to do it like while you brush your teeth, while you sleep, no extra effort or hours required. So it's like, why not put that to work for you, okay? And then we need to look at like polyvagal tone and talk about that, the vagus nerve a little bit more, because that's kind of like your body-wide Wi-Fi, okay? Like your Ethernet cable. Strong signal is going to be like calm, creativity, clarity, confidence, collaboration, all the things that I help people with for the most part in like my Becoming More You program. Clear, calm, confident. It's like all the stuff you got to nail to be able to move forward and do the things. Weak signal is going to be kind of like the panic scrolling, the self-doubt, distractible, that buffering thing. So our quick EFT release round that we're going to do is basically a bit of a vagus reboot. You could consider it that way. Kind of like switching airplane mode on and off like we do, so that your like system believes that the good stuff is able to load. Okay. So the translation, I guess, here is like you act from clear power, calm power, and focus, and smooth follow through. And you get wins that land without the drag when you're in that state, okay? And then your system resonates with the idea that it's safe to succeed. And a lot of people don't consider that, but a lot of us have not been made to feel that it's safe to have the success that we want. And once we feel that, decisions get so much simpler, timing improves, results accelerate. Okay. And then from there, those aligned opportunities become so freaking obvious. Okay. You have the bandwidth to say yes without the adrenaline hangover. Okay. When somebody decides to invest in working with me, and I choose to work with them also, the results of this are what usually helps them achieve their goals so much faster, because they start showing up resourced and not reactive. So things start converting, workouts happen, conversations go better, and it all like leads and ripples to the bigger things and the goals, okay? So like less push, more pull, outcomes closer, all right? And then we look at dopamine and we look at like beta endorphins, okay? And that's when we slide into receive, okay? So your brain drips dopamine plus a dash of like beta endorphins, okay? It's like an internal Kickstarter. And if you look at it that way, it's like it's funding motivation before the external result, okay? So chemicals spark behavior. Behavior confirms the chemicals. So for example, you can create upstream momentum without caffeine dependence, okay? The things that you used to really like have to push against. And let's look at why this matters again through that whole HWR lens. So you start stacking up those systems, then you can kind of like watch every one of those zones start to pop, all right? And so with health, you're going to notice things like, it's doing it for me right now, like your RAS is going to notice hydration cues. Your vagus nerve is going to keep your inflammation down. Okay? When it comes to wealth, business, calm tone lets you pitch on a sales call without desperate energy, lets you nail an interview. And that RAS is going to spot aligned deals, aligned opportunities. Okay? And then when it comes to our relationships, better nerve tone is going to allow you to have more eye contact, more empathy, and so many less like petty fights or text arguments or instigations, all that kind of stuff. Okay? There's a lot of ways that starts to add up. Cool? I want to talk now about turning this science into felt experience. Okay? Let's kind of feel through this. This is what I call the ENACT method. Okay? So this is like smuggling a whole neuroscience experiment into like a guided daydream so that you can like run it anywhere. Desktop, carpool line, bathroom, whatever your quiet place is. Okay? So here's how we roll with this one, right? E is engage the senses. Okay? Your brain believes what your senses feed it. So we start by turning on smell, colors, sound, temperature. Is the air salty, like the ocean? Do you hear applause? Is it the striped cha-ching sound? Is it your kids laugh in the next room? More of those sensory pixels that you add in, the more real this becomes in your nervous system, okay? The N, notice the scene, okay? Zoom out like a director. Where are you? Are you at your standing desk? Are you standing on the TEDx dot? Are you in your sunlit kitchen drinking a green smoothie? Who's with you? Is it a client shaking your hand? Is it your partner telling you how proud they are of you? Is it your VA messaging you that you've just sold out? Give your brain coordinates so that your RAS knows what to look for later. Okay? A, act it out. Okay? Tiny imagined movements light up the motor cortex almost like the real thing. Okay? See your fingers, type in the invoice. See your hand signing a book. Your body stepping onto a stage, your thumb tapping publish on a post that's super important to you, and those you serve. Micro motions wire doing pathways so that your body says, we do this now, okay? And there's so many examples of this that like people who have been wildly successful do this all the time. Michael Phelps visualized every lap he swam of a race down to the water splashes before he broke 39 friggin' world records, okay? Jim Carrey wrote himself that $10 million check for acting services rendered, dated it 5 years out, kept it in his wallet. Dumb and Dumber cashed it almost to the day. NASA has rookie astronauts that rehearse complex dockings entirely in VR. Brain scans show their motor cortex lights up exactly as if they had flown the craft. Okay? My client Grace rewired a lifetime of like, why bother? Decision-making fears that were supported by a highly customized 6-minute vision that I helped her create. We set it to binaural beats at one of our first sessions working together in the Becoming More You program. And within 90 days of implementing it, listening to it, we had to create a new track because so much of what we programmed into her first one had already come to fruition. Like being fully booked in her business, despite raising her rates 30%. Like planning a trip to take her elderly mom back to her home in Italy while she was still able-bodied enough to enjoy it. And finally having regular open communication about money with her husband, as well as regular date nights. It was time to reshape the clay and recreate her vision from a new set point. Happens so fast when you get clear, okay? So let's make you the next bullet point here. Let's go to C. And I'm noticing we've got like 9 minutes left. We might go a few minutes over, guys. I have jam-packed this again with a lot more than time permits, but we'll get as much in as we can. So clock time, okay? Let 60 seconds feel like 60 seconds. No fast forward. Olympians rehearse like full routines in real time because it builds pattern accuracy, okay? When you let the scene unfold at its natural pace, your brain stamps it as plausible instead of fantasy, okay? So don't rush it. And then T, turn up the feeling. This is the fuel, okay? Find the emotion that matches the scene. Is it relief? Is it pride? Is it grounded confidence? Is it playful joy? Let it spread in your chest. Let it spread in your belly. This is the T in ENACT. Camille, if you can move the slide forward. And put it together, and ENACT is going to tell your nervous system, like, we're already living this. This is the frequency of the wish fulfilled, which is the most important thing that most people miss when they're manifesting, okay? And the nervous system loves consistency. So it starts nudging your attention, your choices, and your tone to line up with what you just rehearsed, okay? So do a quick run now, okay? Think of a dream scenario of yours. Comfy posture, drop your shoulders, take a slow inhale. Exhale. All right, so engage. Add in like one smell, add in one sound, a taste, whatever aligns with the dream that you're thinking of. Add in something engaging to the senses. And then notice, place yourself. Where are you? Who's there? Act. Add in a tiny motion, whether that's pressing send on the email, shaking a hand, stepping onto that TEDx dot, whatever that thing is, add a motion. Then add in the clock. Let the next 20 seconds play out naturally. And turn it up. Find that feeling. Anchor it. Already mine. Okay? And then if your eyes are closed, open them and you're ready. That's ENACT, okay? Use it in 60 to 120 seconds anytime you want your system to remember who you're becoming.